Next, we're going to hear from Henry Littlebird Sr. He's the Southern Arapaho NAGPRA representative, and his is entitled How the Sand Creek Massacre Affected Our Lives and How It Made Us a Stronger and More Loving and Caring Tribe. Henry?
Thank you, everybody. I would like to thank everybody for their time and sacrifice that they give us. I just want to thank everybody again that's helped us along. Chantel and Ernest House is some important people. And my little brother Caden. I just want to let everybody know that it's a good day to be upon this earth. My great-great-grandfather survived the Sand Creek Massacre. And I hear a lot of people talk about Bull Bear being completely Cheyenne, but he wasn't. He was Arapaho also. That was my great-great-grandfather's father. He was killed there. My great-great-grandfather had a daughter in 1885. Her name was Susie Mixed Hair Tallbear, and had my grandmother Rose Tallbear Mixed Hair in 1903. So I know where I came from. There's some people that's still searching for their family. After 150 years, some of us don't even know we live next to our relatives. That's how misplaced we was. I just want everybody to know that I was happy to be on this board. I was nominated by Dale Hamilton. He's not here with us today. He was removed from the Sand Creek Commission Board after our government changed. So I'd like to thank him for putting me in this spot. This is, it takes a lot of sacrifice for a lot of things that I do. And this is one of them. Being away from my family to be here. I sacrifice a lot of my time fasting and giving up part of my life for my family. I'm not a real educated person, but I'm highly educated in our traditions, our sun dances, and our sweats. And that's what I have to offer my people. I come from a chief's family of women chief and men chief. My great-great-grandmother was nominated to be the pipe keeper for the Arapaho people in the southern area. And it was passed down through my family until it came to my mother. I wish she could be here today because she had a lot of love for the Sand Creek people, like all of us do. Every time a person passes away at home, we're always there for them and their families. That's why I'm super proud to be here and speak for the people at Sand Creek. Sometimes it's hard. We know what they went through. If some of you could imagine your grandmas and grandpas, your children, your babies, being cut apart, being scalped, babies taken from their mother and scalped. Target practice on babies. I have a little boy about that big. I couldn't imagine anybody taking turns shooting at him. But we're learning to move on. And all these gracious people that come forth and their ancestors were involved, it makes us feel good and it helps us heal. For instance, the United Methodist people, they're very, very kind to us. And I wish they were kind back then to us. The John Evans family expressed themselves through tears and kind words. And they always told us that they lived in shame. And they was wondering how they could move on. Well, I tried to help them in the way that I was taught to comfort people. I explained to him that the Shinarapo people have accepted what happened to them. I explained to him that we had grown stronger, and we lost a lot along the way, but we were gaining it back. We're over 2/3 in population in Arapaho, more than after the Sand Creek. So we're growing, and we're well, and we're happy. But we still have struggles. And the healing run is one of the main things that we have now, one of our tools to heal. It's a gift to see the kids run across the land and smile, knowing that's where their grandfathers and grandmothers' body parts were taken back to Denver. So it helps us rub out the bad memories, and we have happy time running. So that's a good healing for us. And I know my grand folks, they'd be proud of me today. I don't know, they'd be proud of me in this suit. But they would be proud of me. Especially because I held back my tears and tried to explain to people how we feel. Arapahos are real compassionate people. We always called our Cheyenne people our big brothers. They always helped us. And I was proud to learn later on in life that when we were put back to Oklahoma, that we were with the Cheyenne people. Now they're my brothers and sisters. And I have some Cheyenne nieces and nephews and grandchildren. So we're all growing together. And I always try to do my best because I know my grandmother's watching me. she always said, I don't like to hear that person talk because he cries. That's how Indian women are. They're strong. They like for us to be strong for them. Sometimes it's difficult. So I bring this message to the people. We forgive. We want to move on. And we have moved on. I hope that this message is a good message to the United States Congress and everybody else. I just want them to know that I always thought Abraham Lincoln was Honest Abe, but he wasn't. He had a lot to do with our people being destroyed. And I wish they would tell the truth about him more. But then again, I'm not here to point fingers and make people look bad, because that only keeps us down. We need to accept and move on, like I said. My aunt, I call her my aunt now, Henrietta, Dr. Henrietta Mann. She made me feel good one time after I finished speaking. She turned around and looked at me. She said, "You're amazing." And for her words, for me to hear them, it made me feel good. Because the elders gave me 2 thumbs up. And like they say that all the things we were going to say, there's people that covered a lot of it. But it don't hurt to overlap, is what I was told. And I'd like to say again that my great-great-grandfather, he had a sister. And little did I know, the family just lived a little ways from me until just about 2 or 3 months ago. So that's how we're still finding our family after 150 years. We're still gathering up the pieces. And it's a gift to God that one day we'll all be together and know one another. My cousin Lee, he was supposed to be standing in my spot here, but his life was taken from him. He was a medicine man, and he helped form this Sand Creek. He did a lot of ground blessings and praying for people and praying for, the things we needed. So I'd like to thank my uncle for helping us. Indians believe that we pray to our grandfathers and our grandmothers because they're the ones next to the Creator. They're the ones that carry the message for us. We're a strong believer in our grandfather way, the Arapaho people. And like I was going to tell you before, we've lost a lot. The Arapahos lost the sun dances and almost every ceremony we had in Oklahoma. But we found our old man pipe. that we share with the Northern Arapaho. And it's a very, very old pipe. No one knows how old it is. And no one doesn't actually know how it was and where it came from. I had an opportunity of dancing next to the pipe this year at the Sundance, and I was looking down at it. And I noticed there was a stick that was awkward, that had an extra mark on it that wasn't carved. And it caught my attention. And I thought, well, someone made that mark, but they didn't carve it. Well, a little while later, I went back to my spot in the Sundance, and I heard people talking about the thing. One of them sticks had broke. Well, no one knew where the stick came from. So they sent the stick to the Wyoming University. They did studies on it, and the only place it could have came from was Oklahoma. So they went back to Oklahoma and got this stick, and that answered my question where the extra knot came from. So that's how old some of our stuff, our ceremony stuff is. It's a gift that we still have this. Through all the stuff we went through, it wasn't taken from us, and we still have it for a reason. And if you ever get inside that Sundance circle, there's so much energy in there. It's our religion. You know, it makes you want to feel like you're in full gospel church. You want to get up and swing your arms and dance around. It's how much energy it has. So that's our religion that we believe in, and it's strong today. It's stronger than ever. I believe this last year was one of our strongest Sundances that we ever had. There was 110 dancers in there. And at one time, there was only 2 dancers in there. So we're getting stronger, and we're doing well. And I want you to know that my grandfathers and my grandmothers they'd say, we're still here. You didn't get rid of us. We're still happy. We learned to be more caring and loving for all the things we lost. We appreciate life more than ever. I just want to tell you one little bitty sad story. My grandson told his mother. I had been taking care of him for over a year or so. And when I started Sand Creek, after I'd go home, I'd talk about it. I didn't know he was listening. So later on, he went back to his mother, and he told her. He said, Mom, can I tell you something? She said, what is it, Shannon? He said, did you know the white people killed all my grandpa's Indians? She said, why do you say that? He said, because I didn't want us to own the land anymore. That's why they're all under the ground now. And my little grandson, he knows. When I was a kid, I didn't know. So from here on out, I'm not keeping my mouth shut. I'm telling everybody. I'm telling all my grandchildren, and I hope they can carry the story on. Because these people are not going to be forgotten. We're going to speak out for them. We're going to give them words We're going to give them tears. Then we're going to give them happiness. Thank you.
Thank you, Henry.